Ever get that feeling where, like, you're asking AI a question,
Yeah.
maybe for work, maybe just curious,
Right.
and the answer, it just sounds totally made up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like,
That one.
the population of California is 2 billion.
Uh-huh.
That, my friend, is the wild world of AI hallucinations.
It's a problem.
Big problem. But what if we could,
Yeah.
what if we could teach AI to stop just making stuff up?
Well, that's the dream, right?
Totally. And that's what we're diving into today. This technique called RIG,
Rig.
Retrieval Interleaved Generation, yeah.
Okay.
Like, imagine giving AI a superpower. The ability to, know when it needs to go look something up.
Yeah.
Not just any books, though. We're talking like a constantly updated,
Yeah, wow.
super detailed encyclopedia of facts.
I'm intrigued. So, like, giving an AI access to data commons.
Exactly.
Something like that.
Which compiles all that data from reliable sources.
Yeah.
UN, CDC, all that.
You got it. That's what's so groundbreaking about this whole rig thing.
It's interesting.
It's not just about, AI generating text.
Right.
It's about AI understanding when it needs to pull in, verified information.
That's huge.
Huge. So no more AI bluffing its way through a response.
Right.
Right.
I love it. But how does it actually work? Like, in practice?
Okay, so let's say you ask an AI, what was the population of California in 2020?
Okay.
With RIG.
Yeah.
The AI, it doesn't just take a shot in the dark.
It doesn't.
No. First, it recognizes, I need to double check this.
Okay.
That's step one.
Got it. So the AI knows its limits.
It's getting there. It's learning.
What happens next?
This is where it gets really neat, the AI.
Yeah.
It formulates a very specific, clear question, just like a human would, right?
Okay.
And sends it over to, in our example, data commons.
Got it.
So the question is, what was the population of California in 2020?
Wait, so it's not sending, like, cryptic code or something.
Yeah.
It's asking a question.
Yep.
Like, in plain English.
Exactly.
Wow.
And because data commons...
It's structured in a way to understand these queries.
Right.
It can fetch that exact data point.
Makes sense.
But it doesn't stop there.
Really?
No. The AI then takes that verified information, the actual population, and it integrates it seamlessly into its response.
That's amazing. So it's like built-in footnotes for everything the AI says.
That's a great way to put it.
Which is huge for trust.
Huge. It's not just the AI told me. It's the AI told me, and here's where it got it.
Totally. That's a game changer.
Total game changer. Okay, so we're on board with how awesome this is.
For sure.
But how do you even start? Like, how do you teach an AI to do this?
Right.
It's wild.
Well, it's all about the training. Think of it like flashcards. For a superpowered student, we give the AI tons of these example questions, right?
Yeah.
And show it, like the ideal data-backed answers.
So the AI is learning by example, basically.
Almost like we do, right?
Amazing.
And through this whole process, it learns to identify when information needs to be verified and pulled from a source like data commons.
Wow, that's incredible. So the AI is actually learning to spot when it needs to go fact-checking.
Exactly.
So the AI is learning to spot when it needs to go, fact-checking.
Pretty cool, right?
That's wild. What happens next in this, AI training montage?
So that's where it gets really interesting, actually.
Okay.
We teach the AI to, embed these fact-checking questions within its responses.
What?
Yeah. So instead of just, spitting out a random statistic, it might say, hold on a sec, let me just double check that for you. What was the population of California in 2020 data commons?
Wait, so it's like the AI is showing its work.
Exactly.
Which, honestly, more than I do sometimes.
And that transparency is huge, right?
Huge.
That's a big part of what makes RIG so powerful.
Okay, yeah.
And then, of course, behind the scenes,
this
is all happening in a way that data commons can understand.
Right.
So it can, fetch that right information, send it right back to the AI.
It's like they have this whole secret language going on.
Right. It's pretty cool.
So I've heard of another technique called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Is that basically the same thing? Or is there, a difference?
It's easy to get those two confused.
Yeah.
They're both about, making AI more knowledgeable.
Right.
But they have different strengths, Think of RIG, like a master chef with a very specific recipe.
Okay.
It's precise, It pulls in the exact data point that's needed for whatever the task is.
So RIG is all about, pinpoint accuracy.
Exactly.
Where does RAG fit into all of this?
So RAG is more like, I guess you could say, a culinary school, providing a broader understanding of like ingredients and techniques.
Okay.
It retrieves like a wider range of information.
Okay.
That might be relevant, even if it's not a direct answer to the question.
So OR is the precision instrument.
Yeah.
And then OR is more of like the big picture thinker.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So it's like having different AI tools for different jobs.
Right. Exactly.
Which makes sense, but like no tool is perfect.
That's true.
Are there any like downsides to using RIG?
Yeah. So one of the big ones is that RIG is only as good as the data that it has access to, right?
Makes sense.
So if like data commons or any database that's being used,
right,
if it's missing information, or it has like outdated information, the AI is going to run into limitations.
So garbage in, garbage out, basically.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
That's why it's so crucial to have these like robust, well-maintained databases.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing is that RIG, at least for now, it's better at handling very specific questions. Give a more complex question. That requires like multi-step reasoning, or you need to pull together lots of different pieces of information. RAG might be a better choice.
Okay, so RIG is still a work in progress.
Yeah.
Has a lot of potential for, getting things right.
Right.
Especially in a world where it feels like misinformation is like everywhere.
It's everywhere you look.
But were there any head-to-head studies done to like compare their performance?
Yeah, there's some fascinating findings.
Really? Like what?
So in tests, RIG achieved crazy high accuracy rates when it came to like answering factual questions.
Makes sense.
It really excelled when dealing with those very specific, data-driven queries.
Numbers don't lie, right?
Right, exactly.
How did RAG perform?
So RAG also showed a lot of promise.
Okay.
Especially when dealing with like broader, more complex queries.
Right.
It often outperformed RIG when it came to tasks that required like more synthesis of information.
Interesting.
Or drawing inferences from multiple sources.
So it seems like both these techniques have their own areas of like expertise.
I think so.
But at the end of the day, which one do users like actually prefer?
Right. The million-dollar question.
I know, right?
So user studies have shown a strong preference for RIG.
Yeah.
When it came to tasks like fact-checking, or getting those quick, accurate answers.
Makes sense.
People really appreciated that sense of transparency and reliability that RIG provides.
So for those quick need-to-know moments, RIG seems to be the winner?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But, RAG still holds a lot of promise for those, like, deeper dives into a topic,
Yeah.
Where you might want to explore a range of perspectives and information.
It's exciting to think about how AI could, like, evolve to handle both of those needs, but seamlessly.
Totally.
But I do wonder, what challenges do you think still lie ahead for RIG, especially as this technology just keeps, like, developing?
Well, that's an important question.
I know, it's a big one.
One of the biggest challenges for RIG, and honestly, for any AI system,
right,
is making sure that it's not just accurate, but it's also fair.
Okay.
And unbiased.
Right, yeah.
Remember how we were talking about RIG, like relying on data?
Yeah.
Well, if that data itself reflects, like, existing biases in the real world,
oh, wow,
those biases can actually creep into the AI's response.
Because it's like that old saying, right?
Yeah.
You're only as good as the information you have.
Right.
So if we're feeding AI biased data, we're basically just like baking those biases into the system.
It's true.
Which is kind of unnerving when you think about it.
It's definitely a challenge, but awareness is like the first step.
Right.
The more we understand these kind of potential pitfalls, the better equipped we are to address them.
That's right. Makes sense.
One thing that gives me hope, though, is this whole push for more transparent AI systems.
Okay, yeah.
Imagine if every time an AI gave you a response using RIG, you could see the source of that information.
So it'd be like having the works cited page right there.
Exactly.
In the chat window.
That kind of transparency could be a total game changer for trust in AI.
Right.
Users would be able to like see for themselves where the information is coming from.
Yeah.
And developers could more easily identify and address any like biases in the data sources.
So it's not just about making AI smarter, it's also about...
It's about making it more accountable.
Yes.
And that kind of brings me to another exciting area of development, which is these hybrid approaches that combine the strengths of both RIG and RAG.
Okay, so like a dynamic duo of AI techniques.
Yeah, exactly. Think of an AI system that can seamlessly switch between, using RIG for those laser-focused fact checks.
Okay.
And then RAG for exploring the broader context.
So it's like having a personal research assistant.
Yes.
That can pull up exactly what you need.
Exactly.
And then be like, but here's what it all means.
Exactly.
That's wild. It really feels like we're on the verge of something big here.
I think so.
Like, as this technology keeps, evolving, what are you most excited about?
For me, it's the potential to just revolutionize how we access and interact with information.
Okay.
Imagine a world where misinformation is, like, easily identifiable.
Right.
Where knowledge is readily available to everyone.
Yeah.
And AI can empower us to make, more informed decisions in all aspects of our lives.
It's like we're taking the best parts of human curiosity and AI's ability to just process information so fast.
Right.
And we're combining them into this amazing tool for understanding the world around us.
I love it.
This deep dive has definitely left me with a lot to think about.
Good.
It seems like RIG and these other AI advancements really have the potential to reshape how we think about information, knowledge, and even truth. It's an exciting time. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of smarter, more reliable AI. Until next time, keep asking those curious questions and never stop exploring.